My name is Paula Avila, and for my professional public relations interview, I had the honor of interviewing one of the best in the business, Jason Zillo, the Director of Communications and Media Relations for the New York Yankees. How did you get to where you are today?
I graduated from college, Ohio University, in 1995, and I interned for the Orlando Magic, the Detroit Pistons, and then in '96 interned for the Yankees, and I've been here ever since.
All right, so you lived in Orlando for a while.
Correct.
Okay. And what is your typical day like?
I mean, there's not really a typical day. I mean, first thing you do every morning is kind of you go through all the clips, the newspaper clips from all the relevant media outlets that cover the Yankees to kind of determine if there's any hot button topics that may come up over the course of the day. Spend a lot of time returning emails and returning phone calls, and then in the afternoon our clubhouse opens to the media. So anytime the media is in our clubhouse, I'm in our clubhouse. Set up interviews or photo shoots or any of the media sessions with our manager or general manager pregame, and then during the game, in the press box, scoring the game, making any announcements to the media that are relevant, whether statistical information or otherwise, injury updates, and then post-game back down in the clubhouse for post-game interviews with our players. That's just a rough skeleton. I mean, there's a million variables that go into every day.
Okay, well, that kind of touched into the next question, which is, what are the responsibilities and how do they integrate with marketing and business objectives for the New York Yankees?
Well, I mean, we have a separate marketing department. I mean, we're communications and
Right.
media relations and publicity. Generally, from my end, we want to put our players, manager, general manager, ownership, in the best possible light. Since most of our constituents are gleaning information from the media that covers us, so the better prepared our players are, the more informed they sound, and you hopefully eliminate a lot of the potential potholes that can occur when you're playing in New York City.
Right. And what mediums of communications do New York Yankees use to reach their publics, and how are they effective?
I didn't understand that. What do you mean methods of communication?
Well, like, do you use a lot of social media, or just rely on the media to get your message out, or the blog?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Obviously in this day and age, social media is an important factor in what we do. Everything now is instant. Media training is a big thing that we take a part of trying to educate our players, to give them as many tools as possible when they're dealing with the media, because, one misstep or one poorly thought through sentence can, have some serious ramifications.
Right. How has your public relations practice affected the reputation of the New York Yankees?
Again, I wasn't really sure. I guess dumb that down for me. What do you get? I wasn't sure what that.
Do you have like certain examples of where you've had to handle a situation based on, I don't know.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Okay, is this better?
Yep.
Okay. Like, do you have any examples of where you've had to handle a certain situation, and based on your experience, you were able to handle it a certain way? Or...
I mean, I don't know. I guess I just go back to the fact that in spring training we spend an exorbitant amount of time and effort training all of our players from the minor leagues all the way through Derek Jeter. Just really stressing the education of the give and take with the media. We have a media training video which shows, public relations gaps by athletes or entertainers or politicians. The idea is that, we're the guardrail at the top of the cliff, but not necessarily the ambulance at the bottom of it. Because, once you get yourself into a bind here, it's I don't care what type of PR guy you are or gal you are. It's like trying to put toothpaste back into the container that it came from. It's almost impossible. So, it's one of the media training stuff. We think that we like to think that we're ahead of the curve, and like I said, we're guiding these guys so that we're being proactive as opposed to being reactive.
Nice. I like that. So, what do you do as a professional in the field to stay current with everything in public relations?
I mean, there's not enough time in the day, really. I mean, we pay close attention to all other teams and all other athletes, all other programs, through media, really read a lot and try and educate ourselves as we go. But, it's information overload. And, right. Sometimes it's best just to simplify things, make sure that our players are accountable, they're honest, they look people in the eye when they're talking to them. Sometimes simpler is better. But, I mean, a million things cross my desk every day. It's just a matter of trying to get to them all and paying attention to them and then incorporating them into action, if there is action that needs to take place on our end.
And what would you say you like the most and least about your current position?
I don't think I really have a least. I mean, the best thing is I've been here 19 years, and I've never once looked at a clock and wanted it to hurry up. I always want the clock to slow down because I'm always running out of time, even though sometimes we're here 14 hours, 16 hours a day. It's a lot of fun, and it's challenging, and I say it's the mental Olympics every day here. And those are all good things. I mean, you want to have a career, that you embrace and that pushes you towards excellence. And here you have to bring your A game every day. Otherwise, you're going to get burned.
And is there anything that you know now that you wish you would have known earlier in your career?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Every day you're learning. I know. I mean, I don't. I can't think of anything. I mean, I'm looking at your thing now. Question 9. What's the most important skill? And it's interpersonal communication. It's becoming a lost art where you have to actually work through issues or problems face to face and not through email or text or Facebook or whatever else there is out there other than standing in front of somebody and trying to communicate and articulate something directly with them.
Would you say that's something difficult to find these days with with social media?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's becoming more difficult because of all the other ways you can communicate other than face to face, and there's no replacing that. You know, you have to work on your tone and your inflection and eye contact and your demeanor, and I see younger people come through here and they're not as skilled. I think because they don't practice it as much as people my age, I guess, do or did because of social media and electronics and all these new gizmos that allow you to skirt around those conversations. And some of the conversations are difficult, and a lot of times I think people when there's a way around that, they're going to usually try and find a way to go around that other than sit down or stand next to somebody.
Yes, it's definitely a new world, I guess you could say.
Very much.
All right, well, that basically wraps up the interview, and I do want to definitely thank you for your time, Mr. Zillo.
Okay, that's great. Glad I could help. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, too.